Hello, what we're going to do today is a quick demo of how you can use the Nova platform to obtain data via a REST API. Now, a lot of modern devices and a lot of cloud services for sure expose data using REST, but most industrial devices have trouble interacting with that. But of course with Nova, it's pretty simple. We can come into our network protocols here under communication configuration, and we can add our REST API client, and we're going to add the server that we're going to talk to. And for this demo, we're going to be using the utility service. Now we need to authenticate for this, so we're going to use the OAuth2 method, which is pretty standard. And I'm going to use the credentials of my good friend Rufus. And I'm going to put his username and password in here. And that's all we need to do to set up the server. If we want, we can tweak the HTTP settings, but the defaults are fine. Now under calls, we can come in here and we can add a REST call. And I want this to execute once a second periodically. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get all the measurements for a particular asset. So under request here, I'm going to do a get. This is the URL that I'm going to hit. And now I can save and commit that. And if I press Control Home to open another tab, I can see that my client is running, it's happy. And if I look at the statistics here, I can see it's been up for 7 seconds. It's firing off these requests successfully. We're getting data transferred. And if I come into the call, I can actually look at the results that I'm getting. And here I can see I'm getting the phase voltages, the power factor, all sorts of other bits of data from this meter. Now, if I want to take that information and put it into a tag, I can do that pretty easily. So let's create a tag folder, and then I'm going to create a tag called Volt A, and then let's have 2 more, and we're going to make those, guess what? Volt B and Volt C. And then under our call here, we're going to come into the response, and we're going to use this little splitter here to divide up that response. Now we know that when we looked at the data, we saw a particular JSON path that we can use, which is we saw data, and then we saw the first elements of the array, sensor measurements, and we want to get the value where the type is equal to phase A voltage in volts. And guess what? We want to put that into Volt A. So we can do that. And now we can do that once more for our phase B voltage. And we can put that into Volt B. And we can do it once more for our phase C voltage. And we can put that into, guess where, Volt C. And now if we commit and save this again, it will execute. And we can come in here, we can see the call results are firing off. It sends different things each time you access it. But if we now come into the tags and come in here, we like that, we could trivially add ourselves a Modbus slave here, and very quickly we can add ourselves a device. We've got a group, we're going to expose it as 40,001, and we come into our parameters and we'll just use our wizard here to capture that. And now just like that, we're exposing those voltages in Modbus. So trivially easy, we can connect to a REST server, we can authenticate, we can get a complex JSON response and split it into the data that we need, and then we can take that data and do anything we like with it. Thank you.